Whistleblower alleges Border Patrol agents now must get vaccinated or face termination. An anonymous source says Joe Biden has given the U.S. Border Patrol an ultimatum: get vaccinated by November or get fired. A whistleblower has alleged the Biden administration is ordering border agents that they must be vaccinated by November 2021 or they will be terminated. In a letter addressed to Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, GOP reps Jim Jordan and Tom McClintock are demanding answers about the allegations. While our border is facing this serious crisis, we have learned that you are threatening to terminate a significant portion of the Customs and Border Protection (CBP) workforce on September 9, 2021. President Biden issued Executive Order 14,043 requiring federal employees to fully vaccinate against COVID-19 or face termination of their employment. The letter emphasized the incredible strain this will put on the CBP by thinning out a workforce that already has a difficult time recruiting people. For years and through multiple administrations, it has been difficult to recruit and retain men and women to serve in U.S. Border Patrol. The locations of the job are typically remote and the job is often dangerous and hard. Their job is made even harder when senior officials, including Vice President Kamala Harris, spread false accusations of cruelty. A Texas Democrat judge is fed up with Joe Biden. During an interview on Fox News, Webb County, Texas, Democratic Judge Tano Tiarina is ripping the Biden administration for causing the crisis at the U.S.-Mexico border. What has he done? I invited President Biden to come down to the border. Speaking to my other colleagues, the other county judges, Tiarina began. Tiarina said that the Haitians are causing great havoc and that they're not incredibly the best, adding that they are difficult to work with because they've been a little bit pushy, like compared to everybody else. Biden fomented this and now he's alienated us, Tiarina said. I don't know what's going on with America today, but I can tell you that it's not right. Tiarina continued. The Democrat judge went on to slam the Biden administration's claims that they are concerned about people's health because in all reality, what's going with our southern borders is wide open as the pandemic continues. But there are 1,000 pictures of everything else that's going on, that's basically falling through the cracks, Tiarina continued. And yet nothing's been mentioned. You know, our county judges, I've spoken to almost all of them. We're at our wits' end, our mayors, we're at our wits' end, he said. We don't know what to do anymore. I applaud you guys for even putting this on because most of the country has kind of failed to see what's going on because if it's not in every newscast, if it's not running the narrative, it's not true, he concluded. Well, let me tell you, as a border town county judge, as a Democratic county judge, conservative Democratic county judge, I will tell you right now that it is true, it's happening in our border. And it's a sad situation that President Biden needs to take ownership. Doesn't matter what he didn't in the Senate. It doesn't matter what he did in the past. Today, he has an opportunity to show the world what he is and who he is. And unfortunately, he hasn't done that. Co-host Shannon Bream, well, I want to ask you this, Judge. The press secretary has been pressed on this today on a number of fronts. But she also said when she was pressed by our Peter Doocy yesterday about why we now have a fully vaccinated mandate for people who are traveling here, internationally, but not the same requirement for people who are showing up at the southern border. She said, well, that's because those are people who don't intend to stay here long, and that's not the impression that most of us have. You're there. You meet these folks in your community. And these are human beings seeking a much better life and coming from oppression and a lot of places, but when they come to the U.S., is it your impression they do intend to stay? Tiarina, absolutely. I mean, wouldn't you? I'd be in that same boat. I'd be wanting to go ahead and do everything I can for my family. And yes, it's very important. It's a sad situation, what's going on in their countries. And look, legally, I wouldn't have a problem with this, but illegally, it's causing a burden. And then here we are not protecting our own, it's falling through the cracks. We need help. It's important that we just definitely need them to come down and take a look at themselves. Because when they start seeing these babies that are left in the brush, you know, it's very sad that last couple of days, we've been seeing children, babies left unattended, because the mother and the father, for whatever reason had to go somewhere. We're seeing all this incredible stuff. It's a sad situation, it's a humanitarian crisis. So once again, it's just a sad situation. Kamala Harris went to El Paso. Please, we invite you to come down here. You know, our county judges, I've spoken to almost all of them. We're at our wits' end, our mayors, we're at our wits' end. We don't know what to do anymore. Because you know what? It's damned if you do and damned if you don't. It's very unfortunate, even some people. I applaud you guys for even putting this on, because most of the country has kind of failed to see what's going on. Because if it's not in every newscast, if it's not running the narrative, it's not true. Well, let me tell you, as a border town county judge, as a Democratic county judge, conservative Democratic county judge, I will tell you right now that it is true. It's happening in our border. And it's a sad situation that President Biden needs to take ownership. Doesn't matter what he didn't in the Senate. It doesn't matter what he did in the past. Today, he has an opportunity to show the world what he is and who he is. And unfortunately, he hasn't done that.